you need to use the restroom, you're more than welcome to get up anytime and use that. I think that's about it.
All right.
I can tell from this right here that this is new knowledge for everyone, what a model performance indicator is. But you are going to discover by the end of our time period that you do a lot of these things already. So, this little section right here is a model performance indicator inside of the strand. And the strand will merge from expanding to bridging that Lisa will talk about a little bit later in more detail. But we are only going to talk about right now what a model performance indicator is. Your students, and even your struggling students, not just your EL students, some of them, especially if you're in kindergarten and first grade, they're just entering. Then they move to emerging, developing, expanding, and bridging. And they can do this in all grades, but sometimes we see it more in kindergarten and first grade, and especially with our struggling students. And we see this with especially our Russian students that are coming in right now. They might be entering when they first came, but they're probably emerging right now. Would you agree with that, Peggy? Yeah, and that's what they said in the earlier session, is that they're feeling like they're emerging. So this kind of helps us, because as we plan a MPI, or a model performance indicator, we look where they're at and make sure that what we're planning for them, instructional-wise, will help them succeed. A model performance indicator has three parts. The first part is the function. And I want you to notice that it is in bold black, because I color-coded this so that you could understand each of these parts more easily. A function, the second one is content, which is Utah core content. And that will be in red as we look at model performance indicators. The next one is support. What type of support can we give them? Now the support is very specific. And we'll talk about that in a few minutes. The language function, if you'll notice what's up here, and in your paperwork I gave you, this is, I think, on page 3. You will need to refer back to this later on, along with the page that I have on content, and especially on the support, as you're learning to write a model performance indicator. But if you'll notice, these are verbs. These are things that you use every day when you are writing your lesson plans or working with students. The next one is the Utah core. And on this one, I have put in the black for the function and the red for the content, so you can see the difference. Ask and answer questions, and then the core is about key details in text. And this is a first grade standard. The next one is a second grade standard. Determine is the function, and the meaning of words and phrases in grade level text is the core. The next one is a social studies standard. I tried to do the different standards so that you could see the difference in some of these. Identify the elements of culture. So identify is the function, and the elements of culture is the core. The next one's fourth grade. Explain their own ideas and understanding in the light of discussion, which is speaking and listening. The next one is demonstrate understanding for figurative language and relationships and nuances in word meanings. And our last one is write arguments to support claims with clear reason and relative evidence. Now we're going to move into supports. And the supports are, there's 3 supports: sensory, graphic, and interactive. And the supports are probably the easiest part to write in a model performance indicator. And notice that I put them all in blue. Real life objects, manipulative broadcasts, pictures, photographs, physical activities, figures. And you can read a lot of these. This is also in your handout so that you can refer back to this page. The next one is graphic supports, charts, graphic organizers, table graphs, timelines, number lines. And then the last one is interactive supports, in pairs, partners, triads, small group, whole group, internet, website, software programs. Supports help your students be able to do whatever you're asking them to do. It gives them that support so that they can be successful. Our first level is entering, and this is a second grade MPI. So notice, actually type your table right now. What is the black? What is the red? And what is the blue? So that you kind of get an idea of how this is put together. So we are going to match, which is the function. Pictures with informational about historical times and people, which is the content. And from illustrated text with a partner, which is the support. Now this one has two supports in it, which is illustrated text and with a partner. And then I put this at the bottom to help you as we're going along so you know which one is function and content and support. Our next one is emerging, and it is a third grade MPI. Compose phrases and simple sentences about revising from models. So everybody tell me, what is compose? Which one of the three? Function. What is phrases and simple sentences?
Content.
And from models? Support. This is fourth grade, developing. Categorize the effects of processes or events on earth materials based on oral descriptions using photos, illustrations, or videos, and graphic organizers in small groups. At your table, identify each of those parts. So categorize is the function. The effects of processes or events on earth materials is the based on oral descriptions, using photos, illustrations, or videos, and graphic organizers in small groups is the support. Notice the support is probably a little different than what you were thinking when you were putting your dots on your paper, because sometimes we think of support as being more emotional instead of academic, and which both are great for helping students. Fifth grade, level 4, expanding. Make predictions from character traits based on evidence from oral text using visual and graphic support. So everybody, what is make predictions?
Function.
What is character traits? And what is oral text using visual and graphic support? This is 6th grade. Read this at your table, and at your table, discuss which parts are which.